So I guess first off, why did you decide to take this class? What brought you to a music class?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same with you. It wasn't necessarily about the music piece. It was more or less the anthropology, because started last year, which was technically my senior year. This is my 5th year here. So I had all these like extra classes, like all these, I needed to fill up these credits. And so I started taking anthropology classes. And I've really enjoyed them, just like studying different cultures and understanding like the different moral boundaries. And that like moral boundaries are constructed by cultures. And I think we've even like learned that in class. I don't think he's really identified it, but like we've definitely talked about it, where like they have these different systems of music based upon their their community morale and their like community, what their ideas of community are influences what music they create. So that's really what kind of brought me into this class, and I kind of recognized that beforehand, that like cultures and societies create their own music, and they create their own religions and create their own societies based upon their own morals of their community. So yeah, that's why I decided to take this class. It's just because I'm interested in cultures, and I'm interested in just different ways of seeing the world.
That's good, that's your major then.
Yeah.
Do you have any history with music? Or playing music, I guess?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I played piano for like a few years, but I honestly hated it. And I wouldn't practice. My sister really enjoyed it. And then I played the tuba in middle school, and then I didn't play band in high school, but yeah, those are the only instruments I played. But I would say that like my family, they play a lot of different instruments. My great grandmother, she could play the banjo, and all my grandparents would sing in church and that type of thing on Sundays. And just a lot of heavy bluegrass influence, and folk music. I'm from Bristol, which it's a really small town, and the only thing we are known for is being the birthplace of country music. So there's like a little museum there, and it's because like the first recordings of country music happened there. And so there's like a folk festival every September, and it's really cool because it's kind of like when the hippies come out, I guess, and like more or less the cooler people come together, and just like there's just different types of music. So yeah.
And do you think that environment had an impact on your interest in music and your interest in certain types of music?
Yeah, I definitely think so. Because when I was a kid, I hated it. Like I hated country music. I hated these old church hymns I had to sing, and these old bluegrass songs. And like I really tried to distance myself from country music. I had a bunch of cousins, and they were just like really redneck, and I was just like, I don't want to be like them. So it kind of influenced my music taste in the opposite direction. Like when I was a kid, like I really liked the Killers, and I listened to a lot of pop stuff. And like I was interested in a lot of electro music too back then. But then since like I've been at school these past 4 or 5 years now and moved to Richmond, like I've kind of missed some of like being back home sometimes, and I will listen to old folk songs, which is kind of funny because like as a kid I'd be like, what the heck, like why would I want to listen to that?
Are you gonna go to the folk festival this weekend?
I wish I did. It happened a few weekends ago. And I was home the weekend before, but I mean Bristol's like 5 hours away from here, so it's a long drive. So I don't really go back that often.
So it was more kind of the people you associated with the music that kind of steered you away from that.
Yeah, definitely like my family too, because they're just like super religious with it, and that always like turned me off to that type of music and like the bluegrass. And I mean, there were tons of people that were just like really redneck where I'm from. So like also I was just like, oh, I want to go to college, you know, like I want to move to a bigger city. I don't want to be stuck out here in the middle of nowhere. But then it's funny that when I get here, like I want to listen to that music from the past, you know.
Kind of brings it back.
Yeah.
Okay. So the religious kind of influence on your childhood, do you think the choir music and the more church-related music kind of drove you away from an interest in music, or just increased an interest in other music?
Yeah, I think as like a kid, like there was definitely a difference between also like the churches I would go to sometimes compared to my family's music. Like some churches are more traditional and play more guitar, piano based music, but like now I'm sure you might have been to a church service where it's more like a praise and worship team and more modern. So I feel like I like the more modern praise and worship when I was younger compared to the more traditional bluegrass. I know that might sound like weird or like odd, but like there definitely is a difference between different churches. Like my uncle's church is like in the hills and is really small, and they just have one lady who can play the piano by ear. She doesn't even know how to play the piano, like she just plays it by her ear.
That's crazy.
And like tambourines and like banjos and stuff. And then another church that I went to where it was like electric guitars and like drum sets. So like way more like a way more modern band type thing. But like by the time I was in middle school, I was kind of realizing like the way that they lived was like fucked up, and like hurt people, and really was hurting my dad too, because my dad didn't really believe in what my mom did. So that was I mean, I liked it when I was really young, and it definitely did influence my music taste in elementary school, because I'd be like, oh, I'm not gonna listen to music that's sinful, you know. But like I finally kind of came around and like started listening to different types of music, like you said too, in middle school. Like I really just started opening myself up to different types of music that I would never listen to anymore, that I would have never listened to before. And I mean, like even today, like I still listen to some music that has like religious undertones to it. Not religious music, like they're more like F God and that type of stuff, but like just like religious undertones. So I can see like it has kind of influenced me.
And the music definitely affects your experience within church. I could see that, yeah.
Yeah, they really always just tried to pull out so much emotion for like an hour or something. And my dad would just be like, why? Or do they just keep singing the same song over and over again? Or they add different stuff to their songs just to make it feel more emotionally stimulating, I guess. But I mean, it's kind of fucked up, in my opinion.
So you don't play an instrument now, but do you think music is a very large part of your life, or what role does it kind of play in your daily life?
It definitely plays a pretty big role in my life. I listen to music all the time. Got Spotify Premium. I mean, I don't know how I could live without it. 'Cause I don't buy my music, but like I listen to music in the morning, at night, when I'm doing homework. I'm really the same way. Like I have to have something going on in the background in order to be doing something. So like I will listen to music all the time doing work as like too. And yeah. And I never really was interested in playing music, but I do love just listening to it, being there. I took a semester off and went back home, and all my friends kind of from high school dropped out of college and are now in a band, and they just make music all the time. And like I never really joined in, like I did a few times, but like just being there and listening to it was all I really needed, you know. But yeah, I still think it does play a part in my day and an important role in my life, even though I don't play any instruments.
Yeah, just being able to like experience it, I guess.
Yeah.